Hey everybody, Snot Doc here. So I wanted to give an update on a recent post about ear foreign bodies. So my nephew on a recent trip put a couple beads in his ears, one in each side, and I spoke with my brother who called and asked what to do. They were going to be, out in the woods essentially for about a week, and they weren't sure if they needed to try to go to an emergency room or what. So thankfully, they were beads, so they really wouldn't swell or anything like that if they got wet. So the game plan initially was to wait through the weekend and then go to, I think it was about an hour, hour and a half away, to a local ENT's office there to see if they could get them out. Well, kudos to my sister-in-law, who is really resourceful, who decided to get them out on her own. So her first attempt, she did mention she used super glue. So she didn't ask me about that. I've had experience with that, and not in a good way, with a bead glued into a little guy's ear, and was not easy to get out. I'll just say that. So, but thankfully she was smart enough. She actually used a straw to kind of funnel the or protect the bead from letting any of the glue move to the skin around it. Anyway, thankfully, she actually got one of the beads out by doing so using a bobby pin with the bead of super glue on the end, and again protecting the ear canal with a straw. So honestly, pretty ingenious, but not recommended. So it sounds like the second bead, however, was deeper in the canal, and that attempt just did not work. So they didn't give up though. So I think I'd mentioned to my brother what we typically use in our office or in the operating room are what we call right angles, and I'll throw a picture up on here. Essentially, it's just a little hook that we try to sneak past the bead, and then we can rotate it down and then pull that out. Well, again, they're out in the middle of nowhere, but I guess there was a local fishing shop or something nearby where they were able to, I think it was her brother, was able to find a little device used, I think, to pull out hooks when fishing, and they were able to modify it. So I'll throw a picture up on that. Again, pretty ingenious, and they got the other bead out. So hey, you gotta give them some credit. Pretty impressive, very resourceful. But again, I would say not recommended, especially with the super glue. But glad it worked out, and happy ending of this story. So till next time, keep your nose clean.